Welcome to week 4 of the Provian Roadmap, an introduction to self-mastery. I can't say this enough. It's just an introduction because self-mastery is an ongoing process. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes consistency and dedication. This week, we focus on sustaining your personal growth, building resilience, and embracing the discipline needed to master your life. Today, we begin with an exploration of what self-mastery truly means and how it can transform your journey. So welcome. Let's dive into the Provian vision of self-mastery. What is self-mastery? Self-mastery is the ability to control your emotions, thoughts, and behaviors in alignment with your goals. Self-mastery is often described as the ability to take control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions to achieve personal and professional success. It's about developing the awareness and discipline needed to align your daily choices with your bigger goals. Think of it as becoming the captain of your own ship, navigating challenges and staying the course toward fulfillment. I can only give you an idea of what it took me to create this brand, Provoe Planet. The years, 7+ years. February 2025 will make it 8 years. I've been on this journey of knowing who I am, stripping myself of every notion, every bias, every prejudice, every borrowed concept, every idea that is not of my spirit, that was instilled in me by maybe society or programming from media. I got down to the very core to know myself. That prompted the first book I published in 2019 titled Knowing Self. I updated it 5 years later. This year, made it 5 years. And I updated it. The new version is called What Truth Frees. It's nothing like the first book, but it is built upon the elements in the first book. Man, it is the highest honor that any man can confer on his soul, on his spirit. The decision to embark on a journey to know thyself is the most rewarding, esteem-building event that a person can adopt and embark on. Self-mastery is the ability to control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in alignment with your goals. Why is self-mastery important? Self-mastery empowers you to take charge of your life and create lasting success. Why does self-mastery really matter? Is it really something everybody should embark on? My answer is yes. It empowers you to take charge of your life like no other person is going to run it for you. It empowers you to take the driver's seat and lead yourself to your glorious destiny. By mastering your inner world, you unlock growth, develop resilience, and live intentionally. Imagine the power of consistently making choices that serve your highest self. Self-mastery isn't about perfection. It's about progress and self-awareness. That's why Provoe Planet is a self-mastery ecosystem as we curate and create content to help all members of the ecosystem develop into their highest version. The 4 pillars of self-mastery are self-awareness, self-discipline, emotional regulation, and resilience. You see, when you couple these 4 pillars together, you become unstoppable. Self-awareness is about you stepping into the knowing of your consciousness and how it operates. When you tap into that I amness, self-awareness is you recognizing who you really are and beginning to align yourself with your highest purpose. You become aware of yourself as a being of magnificent potential, who's a fractal representation of the maker of all, who is a creator as the creator made him. Ye are God's sons of the Most High. So you are made a God, small g, and you are meant to activate your godship, else you die as mere men, which is the concluding part of that scripture. Self-awareness is about coming into the knowing, becoming aware of yourself. Your conscientiousness improves, your knowledge of self expands, and you're able to know what makes you tick, what makes you act the way you act, the things that you do that were unconscious. You're able to bring them to the conscious to understand the root of your desires, your proclivities, your traits, and you begin to take accountability and become responsible. You develop your ability to respond to all the different sides of you that make up who you are. Self-awareness is the first step to self-mastery. Self-awareness helps you recognize your habits, patterns, and areas for growth. Without self-awareness, we wallow in ignorance. And with that ignorance comes a lot of mistakes, a lot of regrets later in life. The second pillar of self-mastery, self-discipline. Self-discipline is consistently taking aligned action, doing things that are congruent with your knowledge of self, that which you know yourself to be. Self-discipline is that power to maintain that image that you are now aware of, that is the self that you have grown to know. Self-discipline is like a superpower. When you master self-discipline, your self-mastery journey is almost complete. Okay? The third pillar, emotional regulation. What is discipline without regulation? Emotional regulation helps you respond calmly and constructively in difficult situations. It's amazing to see how a lot of people make mistakes by allowing emotions take control of them. Oh, it was in the heat of the moment. I didn't know what came over me. Your emotions came over you. If you cultivate the ability to regulate your emotions, you would minimize mistakes, errors committed in the heat of the moment. Emotional regulation is a very strong pillar that adds to self-awareness and self-discipline to help you master yourself. The last but not the least in the pillars, 4 pillars of self-discipline, of self-mastery, is resilience. Resilience, you see that word? Bouncing back stronger. Anti-fragility. The more you hit, the stronger you become. The more things occur that are not palatable, the more you adjust and manifest a stronger persona and a deeper resolve. Resilience is the ability to stay focused and move forward no matter the challenges. If the boulder appears in front of you, you try to go around it, go on top it, dig a hole and go under it. You just don't stop. This has been my story. When you read my 4-book collection, From Trauma to Triumph, The Mental Health Battles of an Inscrutable Maverick, you would see how I've been resilient since childhood. How I dug myself out of every situation I found myself that wasn't congruent with the life I wanted for me. how I changed my school from a government school to a private school, how I changed my location from the northern part of Nigeria to the southern part of Nigeria, how I changed my beliefs from the one imposed on me to the one I wanted to have for myself. Resilience is about refusing to back down. The key elements of self-mastery, I repeat, include awareness, discipline, emotional regulation, and resilience, or what is popularly known as a growth mindset. Awareness helps you identify patterns and triggers. Discipline ensures you take aligned actions even when motivation wanes, even when you don't feel like it. You become a master of your life, no longer being tossed to and fro by the whims and caprices of circumstances. You're no longer a victim when you master yourself. Imagine being in a situation that triggers frustration or anger. Instead of reacting impulsively, you pause, reflect, and choose a response that aligns with your values and goals. This small act of mastery can transform relationships, decision-making, and overall well-being. You'd be amazed how better your life would be if you pause a little before reacting to every circumstance that pops up in your reality. Every side comment someone says, every comment someone leaves you in your social media post, every suggestion or advice, both the one you asked for and the one that you didn't ask for, that is being dished out to you from so-called loved ones, friends, oversabis, I too knows. If only we learn to pause, reflect, and then choose a response that aligns with your values and goals. If your value is, that of being demure and courteous and respectful, no matter how someone gets on your last nerve, you won't descend to their level to use certain derogatory words that they have poured out of you out of anger. Okay? Self-mastery is the ability to be in charge of your emotions. You're going to master yourself. You're going to become a master of your emotions. You're going to be in charge of how you respond. You are never going to have the excuse of, I didn't know what came over me. You will always know what you're doing part-time. You would always be in charge of your reality to the best of your ability. So let's take this exercise, applying self-mastery. Now it's time to apply what you've learned. Think about one area of your life where you'd like to apply self-mastery. It could be your health, relationships, or productivity. Write down a simple, actionable plan for improvement. For example, if you want to master time management, commit to setting priorities each morning and reviewing your progress daily. This is an exercise. Identify your strengths and areas for growth in self-mastery. I need you to know what it is. Don't leave things to chance. Know what it is. Reflect on the 4 pillars of self-mastery and identify where you excel and where you need improvement. No one is coming to save you, and I need you to do this for yourself. I need to be able to trust. I need to be able to trust that you're taking this action. That's the reason why you are on this platform. That's the reason why you are here, to master yourself. Everything that we have covered from the first week to the second week to the third week was to build you up to this point where we are today, to take action on cultivating and expanding your self-awareness, which should lead to you developing your discipline, aligning your thoughts, words, and actions with your core values, high virtues, okay? And then emotionally regulating all your interactions, all your decisions. Internally, be in charge of how you feel. Irrespective of what's happening on the outside of you, be in charge of how you feel. You control your thoughts by regulating how you choose to respond. One negative thought leads to 2 negative thoughts, leads to 3 negative thoughts, and it turns into a cycle of repetition. But if you control and emotionally regulate your emotions, you regulate your emotions by taking charge of your thoughts. When a negative thought comes, you swap it with a positive thought. You flip it. You flip frame alchemy. Remember, if somebody does something wrong to you, rather than you taking it personal, you say something like, maybe they're having a bad day, or maybe they're projecting onto me. Maybe they're insecure about something. Maybe it has nothing to do with me, really. Hurt people. Maybe they're hurt. Maybe they're feeling self-critical. Maybe someone said this to them and they didn't like the way it felt, and they're thinking, if they say it to me, I'll feel the way they felt. Maybe it's about them. Maybe it's not about me. Okay? Reflection question. How will mastering these pillars help you create lasting success? Reflect on this. If you wake up tomorrow and all these 4 pillars have become an integral part of your life, how would they ensure that you create success and that success lasts to the point of you passing it down in your lineage? Because a lot of times, a lot of people find success via fluke methods, non-replicable methods. You don't want that. You want to be grounded enough to connect deeply within yourself, to find that which is unique to you, to find that expression that your soul would feel alive with. And how would you find and maintain that if you haven't mastered yourself? If you keep chasing shiny objects, if you keep chasing opportunities, whatever looks good, you're everywhere. Oh, it's remote jobs that is popping today. Oh, it's freelancing that's popping today. You have to take that time to cultivate that self-awareness, that inner knowing of who you are, to master yourself through self-discipline, to regulate your emotions, to cultivate a growth mindset and become resilient to maintain the success that you are striving for. Okay? Now, it's time to apply what you've learned. Think about one area in your life where you'd like to practice self-mastery. It could be your health, relationships, or productivity. Write down a simple, actionable plan for improvement. For example, if you want to master time management, commit to setting priorities each morning and reviewing your progress daily. What does self-mastery mean to you? Reflect on this question. How can it transform your daily life? Take a moment to reflect. What does self-mastery mean to you? How does it transform how do you think it can transform your daily life? Remember, self-mastery is a journey, not a destination. Each step you take builds the foundation for lasting growth and fulfillment, which is why you are here on this platform. Okay? So, let's recap this amazing subject. The Provian path to self-mastery, the Provian definition of self-mastery, the Provian obsession with self-mastery, the Provian vision of self-mastery. Recap of the Provian vision of self-mastery. It's an amazing time to be alive right now. The opportunities for self-growth and development are amazing. Okay? They are amazing. And I think we should all take advantage of this. We should all take advantage of this. you'll be happy. You'll be glad you did. What's the alternative? Be replaceable by AI? Come on, man. You gotta master yourself and develop yourself into an unbreakable, anti-fragile being. So takeaway. Self-mastery is the ability to control your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Self-awareness is the foundation of self-mastery. You have to know what self you are mastering. Not the self that society cultivated, not the self that your circumstances created, but the self that you are aware of that is your highest version that you want to unlock. Self-discipline is the key to consistent action in line with your core values. It is those core values that would ensure that you stay on track while you are headed towards your highest version. And this has to do with the goals that you set, the standards that you set, the boundaries that you set, the levels of depth that you reach in knowing yourself, the discipline to be consistent with all that you have found out on your journey of knowing, discovering, and mastering yourself. You need self-discipline. Emotional regulation helps you navigate challenges with grace. I remember the last time a colleague of mine was disrespectful to me. And I didn't even let it get in. At the back of my mind, we're in a work environment, fighting is not allowed. I'm not even going to bring myself down to your level. I'm not your age mate. I'm not your colleague mate. I'm older than you. I am more advanced than you in so many levels. So I'll let you have this moment. Feel the satisfaction of getting away with being disrespectful. And let's see how long that lasts. Since then, he's been trying to make up for that by being a bit more respectful and courteous, but that's more than enough for me. As long as he learns his place and learns the lesson, I'm good. I don't need his verbatim apology for what he did. He knows what he did was wrong. And the way I handled it with my regulated emotion, I believe, made him realize how stupid he was in that moment. Resilience enables you to bounce back from setbacks. The more resilient you are, the more growth mindset you cultivate and develop, and you begin to appreciate yourself. You see yourself differently when you develop resilience. Action steps. Practice mindfulness to increase self-awareness. You need to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness doesn't just happen to you, you cultivate it. Another action step, set realistic goals and break them down into smaller steps, by the way. And ensure that every action you're taking going forward after setting those goals are aligned with those goals to help you accomplish them. Another action step, develop healthy coping mechanisms to manage emotions. Healthy coping mechanisms help you manage your emotions. Ensure that the coping mechanisms are not substances. Ensure they are not over-reliance on people. Ensure that they're about you reaching deep into the core of your being to pull the strength and the courage to cope with whatever life throws at you. Another action step, learn from failures and use them as opportunities for growth. Don't let any failure, don't let any shortcoming pass you by without you seizing the opportunity to alchemize it, to turn it from bad to good, to great. Then celebrate your progress, the next action step, and reward yourself for your efforts. Don't let any accomplishment, no matter how small, go by without you marking it, doing something significant for your psyche to remember that you are indeed improving and mastering yourself. Because remember, self-mastery is a lifelong journey. Embrace the process, man, and enjoy the rewards. The rewards are innumerable. You would shock yourself the more you intend to be intentionally mastering yourself. Thank you for exploring the concept of self-mastery with me today. Tomorrow we'll dive into frame alchemy, how to shift your perspective and turn challenges into growth opportunities. I look forward to continuing this empowering journey with you. It's been fun for me. I hope it's been fun for you. This is our last week. And with this week, I believe you're going to get every result that you had at the back of your mind before signing up for this course. I believe we have done justice to this subject, and before the end of the week, you would have extracted more value than you anticipated. See you tomorrow.